It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one most adaptable to change. The one most adaptable to change. This is my favourite quote on change by, of course, Charles Darwin, and it is often misquoted. The literature is literally littered with quotes on change. In fact, in around 500 BC, Heraclitus said, "The only thing that is constant is change." I want to introduce you to change management. I'll start with a little theory, and then I'll move on to my own change management process, which I call the 7 C's of change. I use change management when implementing flexible working in large organisations, but change management applies to all walks of life, all unwanted or unexpected change, such as losing a job, having to relocate, or maybe overcoming a long-term illness. One of the best underlying theories of change management is the kubler-ross change cycle. Technically, it's the grief cycle, because Kubler-Ross found that people undergo 5 emotional stages after the loss of a loved one. These 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Sometimes I actually find that people respond to losing their personalised workstation like they are grieving an old friend. But the change cycle applies to all change. Consider that you get into your car on a cold and frosty morning. You might be off to an important client meeting. You sit in the car, you turn the key, and nothing. You turn the key again, and still nothing. This can't be happening to me, you say. You're in denial. You turn the key again, still nothing. Then you might get a little angry and have that Basil Fawlty moment. Start, damn you, start, or I'll give you a damn good thrashing. Still, the car doesn't start. You change tact. Please start, and I promise I'll take you for a valeting this weekend. You bargain. But still nothing. You sit despondent and depressed. Why does this always happen to me? Why? And then it sinks in. You accept that there's little you can do about the car not starting. You get up, you wander back into the warmth, you make a lovely cup of tea, you call the client and you explain that you're going to be slightly late or we may have to rearrange. And you check your emails and you wait for the AA to arrive. The time it takes for people to get through the change cycle varies, depending on the perceived level of change or the person perceiving that change. The 7 C's is a way of helping people move more promptly through that change cycle. I'll go through the 7 C's now. Credible coalition. People undergoing change need direction. You need a strong leadership team supported by a credible and authoritative change management team. Clarify the vision. Identify and agree your objectives. Refer back to those aims for direction, to motivate people, and to focus all actions. Create a crisis, or rather a sense of urgency. It doesn't have to be a burning platform, but don't unnecessarily prolong the process. People tend to work better to deadlines, and we like to visualise an endpoint. Communication, communication, communication. And communication. This is an important point. Fear of change is normally fear of the unknown. During change, people will thirst for information, and if you don't give them that information, they'll make it up. We call that the rumour mill. So, feed that hunger for information. Make them so satiated on information, they start regurgitating it to their colleagues. Consult and empower. But communication alone is not enough. Involve the people undergoing change. Make them responsible for specific tasks. Offer them ownership and get their buy-in. Celebrate success. Break down the process into manageable chunks, particularly if it's a drawn-out change management process. Celebrate the short-term wins. Remind people of their achievements and reward them for those achievements. Cement change. Once the change is complete, make it stick. Lead by example, hold regular feedback sessions, and remind people of the benefits of the change. I want to finish with a short story. It's actually an Aesop's fable about the wind and the sun. The wind and the sun were debating who was the strongest. The wind said, "I know. Whoever can cause that traveller down there to take off his jacket will be considered the strongest." The sun retired behind a cloud. The wind puffed himself up and he began to blow. He blew down at the traveller. He blew and he blew. But the more he blew, the more the traveller tightened up his jacket. Eventually the wind gave up, fatigued. So the sun came out from behind his cloud and he beamed. He shone down on the traveller in all his glory, such that the traveller thought, "Oh, it's getting quite hot." He took off his jacket and he strolled happily away. Change management is the art of gentle persuasion. If you're facing change or managing a change process, think of the change cycle. Think of what you need to get yourself through that cycle. Think of the 7 C's. Thank you.